Are you the prime suspect? Don't mess with Helen Mirren. Alright, that's all I'm going to say. So this is number 4. Number 3 I just finished. I got a box set of like 7 of these. I think I've seen them all at some point, but it's been nice to go back and watch it. It is such like, just like a who's who now of famous British actors that have had small parts, or big parts, in all these Prime Suspect miniseries. I'm a huge, like BBC, ITV, I love Downton Abbey, and all those British shows. As you know, my mom and dad are from England, so there's a predilection there for enjoying things from across the pond, as it were. Alright, well, it's Friday night, and boy, it's just a non-stop party here at Harris Central. No, it's really not. I was so tired today at school. I literally was falling asleep at my desk, just typing, and I was doing grades, I was putting grades into my computer, and I would and I would do that. Oh my god, it was so bad. At about 3 o'clock, man, I just was so ready to crash, and I had 2 more hours to go, and, yeah. Whew. Well, I'm gonna sleep tomorrow, because I can sleep in. And then we have Monday off, as you know. So some of you are probably wondering, Jason, what are you gonna do this weekend? What's up, man? What's the haps? And to be honest, it's gonna be a very boring weekend for me. I'll probably go to work. I really need to get caught up on some grading, and I find that if I actually get showered, get dressed, leave my apartment, go to work, which is only about 5 minutes away by car, and sit in my office, especially on a weekend when no students will come into my office and bother me. Not that they're bothering me, but you know what I mean. They won't come to talk to me or anything because they don't think I'm going to be there. I can just get more work done. I'm just sort of in the environment. I just sort of go, and even though I have a computer and I can waste time looking at Facebook and YouTube and stuff while I'm there, I'm always come on, Jason, you came here to work, and I'm pretty good about making myself do that. So I'll probably do that. The library where my office is actually closed on Monday because it is a national holiday. So I have tomorrow and Sunday to maybe go spend some time, but of course I want to be home by 4 o'clock every day to watch sumo. So, I don't want to go. That's it. For me, that's the battle. I want to sleep in, get up around 10 a.m., and then, to leave the house at, noon. It's I just don't feel like I've had a relaxing day if I have to leave the house in 2 hours. But that's just me. I'm lazy. What can I say? And so, I procrastinate, and I end up leaving the house at, 2. And then, I'll get there, and I'll just work for 2 hours, because I gotta go now, it's time for sumo. But anyway, I have to go to the grocery store, I have to go to the dry cleaner, pick up my dry cleaning. It's just, it's life, man. It's just regular life, it's just, except I do it in Japan. I cooked tonight, so, I was gonna hold up, no, I'm not gonna get them now. I'll show them to you on camera another night. I was gonna show you the 2 types of tortillas I have. I made tacos. Ground beef, cheese, lettuce, salsa, tortillas. I don't do avocado or anything like that. But they were good. I'm very full. I eat 3, kind of normal burrito size tortillas. I'll show them to you on camera. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit, and I should preface this with, this is just me, and I'm me, and for most of you, you won't have this experience, but some of you are we'll talk, you've left some good comments, and I will talk about some of the things you've asked me to talk about, so don't worry, if you left me a comment, please, continue to leave comments and make suggestions about what you would like me to talk about. But one of you said something about tell us about what you do with your friends in your free time or something like that. And I'm going to be 100% honest here. Because, we're buddies, we're pals, right? I just don't have a lot of friends. It's just the way it is. And I know that some people that actually know me and, you know, live in my town and know that I do YouTube are probably going to see this, and maybe they'll get a little upset. But, you know, the situation is, and so basically what I want to say is, if you're coming and you're doing jet, your experience is so different than mine currently. And even when I was a jet, my experience would be different than most of you, because most of you are going to be in your 20s, and you're going to be socially active and curious. And jet, one of the good things, I think it's a good thing, one of the good things about jet, as opposed to just coming to the country and getting a job, say at a language school maybe, is that you're instantly put into a community of instant friends. Now, they're friends by geographic happenstance. You know, you're going to end up forming bonds most likely with the jets that are within, say, an hour of you. You know, you can drive and meet up and, you know, chill out together and have fun on the weekends and stuff. Those just are naturally probably going to be the jets you become friends with and close with. Some of you will be in places where literally it might take a half an hour to find another jet. Some of you will live in an apartment building with 7 other jets. You know, it just so varies. But basically, all the jet communities, all the prefectures have jet organizations that are active and vibrant and do lots of things. I get so many PMs where people are like, oh, I'm so worried about being, you know, cut off from people and blah, blah, blah. It's not like that in jet. I mean, some people would say that, you know, maybe it's too much like a 5th year of college and the frat party keeps going and stuff. And that can be true, but for the most part I found that the support network that each prefecture has for its jets is really important and valuable. And it's just nice. You know, you're going to come in, you're going to be a newbie your first year with, say, 20 other jets or 30 other jets or maybe even just 10 other jets. But you can all share experiences and go, you know, because the older jets have, you know, they've been to their first this and that. They've been to their first, you know, Nomi Hodai. They've been to their first shrine. They've been to their first everything. So maybe they don't want to talk about it as much. So it's nice to make friends with a jet that's new because you're both maybe experiencing Japan for the first time. So, yeah, I would just say jet is a lot different. So take what I'm going to talk about in my experience and don't extrapolate that to jet. When I first came as a jet, I met some awesome people that I'm still in contact with. Definitely made some friends who I do consider friends, and would love to see again at some point down the road, especially if they were to come back to Japan. I mean, obviously I'm here, and they're all now, you know, off back in their home country or wherever they went after jet. So, I came to my current situation, though, as, you know, I was 40 years old. Was I 40 or 41? I was, you know, somewhere around 40. I had been a jet for 5 years, so I'd kind of been there and done that. And, you know, I met, pretty soon after I got to my town, the woman that I took over for at the university had also been a jet, which is how we knew each other. So she had links to the local jets, which there aren't too many in my town, but, you know, a fair amount. So she, you know, took me to a party or a gathering or whatever and introduced me around. And so I got to meet everyone, and they're a perfectly nice group of people, you know, and this was, you know, a bunch of them have moved on and gone home by now. But, you know, I mean, they're mostly in their 20s, and they're busy doing jet stuff and teaching, you know, at their local schools and going off and doing their conferences and things like that and jet events. But, you know, they invited me to a few things in my first few years, like, you know, a Halloween party where we dressed up for the local kids. I played Santa one time at a Christmas party. They invited me to like an all-day English camp one time. And then some of the jets changed, and like the CIR in charge of some of those events for the community changed, and I just got invited less and less to things, and I just, you know, I could have, I guess, put myself out there a little bit more, but I was just like, you know, jets can be very cliquey. You know, they kind of stick to their own, and you know, they like who they like, and that's fair enough, you know. So, yeah. But you know, I have a few people in and around that are nice, and I don't mind hanging out with. But I don't contact them a lot, and they don't contact me. So that's that. And as far as people on my campus, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 6 or 7 Western professors at my school. Meaning, you know, from either like the UK or from America or Canada. There's obviously like a couple Russian professors whose first language is not English. You know, professors from Korea and China as well. So where we would maybe want to speak Japanese to each other more than English. But they all speak English for the most part. It's pretty amazing. And then of course all the Japanese staff. But of the 5 or 6 Western professors that I'm one of them, all of them are married. All of them are married and have children, except me. I'm the only single person who obviously my only responsibility is to myself. So we don't hang out at the weekends. Some of them do, I think. You know, they have kids of the same age and they go off and do this or that. You know, I mean, I'm friends with some of them in a very casual way, but I almost never see them outside of work. And so, you know, I don't really have a lot of people that I hang out with. I do most things by myself. And to be honest, and I am being honest here, I don't mind that. That's just who I've become over the past, say, 10 years since I first came to Japan in 2004. And I had a very long relationship with a woman in America from my age of 18. No, I was 19 when we started dating. Was I? Yeah, 19. And we dated until I was 33. We never got married, and so I, had a very close relationship, lots of friends. I had a really good time in my 20s. I think I've talked about this before. Then I finally said, okay, look, I got to go back to school, moved back to San Diego, lived with my sister. The relationship started to fall apart. It did. And so I've been kind of on my own in a way since 2003, 2004. And I've just sort of grown to like it, to be honest. I think when you live by yourself, you kind of come up with your own little routines and everything, and it might be hard to live with someone again at this point. I know when I go home and I have to live with my dad, for a month, it is tough a little bit, probably for him too, to have me. But, yeah, so, I go see movies by myself a lot of times, but I mean, I meet friends. Obviously, like you guys have seen videos where students ask me out to do things, groups of students will say, hey Jason, we're having this get together, come to this picnic, come to this karaoke, and sometimes I go and sometimes I don't. Sometimes it's appropriate, sometimes it's not. I try to be accepting of offers, etc., but to be honest, I don't mind, just hanging out with Helen and you guys on YouTube. And, yeah. So, that's my thing. I'm not lonely. Don't think I'm lonely. I mean, sure, I would like to meet a nice woman. That'd be nice. But it's not going to happen in the town I'm in now. It's just too small, too rural. Everybody that's my age is already married. Trust me. And so I think that would only happen if I moved to a bigger city where I had a bigger, selection. Anyway. That's a whole other story, I guess. So thanks for watching another vlog. Don't mean to be a bummer. It's not sad or anything. And I'm looking forward to my weekend, actually. I want to get some stuff done. And I just want to relax. I just want to get some good sleep. And get ready. I'm going to have just a killer next 3 weeks at school. So much to do. Alright, peace, guys. Thanks for watching. Another one tomorrow. See ya.